Can you buy property in the United States with $10,000 down as a deposit? And the answer is yes, you can. But the first thing that tells me is it's going to be a cheap property. And that means it's probably going to be in a rough neighborhood. Now, I've done that. I bought a ton of those in 2020. I started buying C class real estate, which were cheap properties under $100,000 in the ghetto. They look great on paper because they're high rents and a low purchase price. And they've been an absolute nightmare to manage. The properties have been chronically undermaintained for many, many years by local landlords, so they have severe problems that aren't necessarily obvious when you buy the property, because often they've been rehabbed by a local turnkey house flipper who spent a minimal amount on rehab to make it look nice, but underneath the bones of the property are often in very poor condition. And then you have a tenant base which is wrought with social problems and financial problems. So getting your rent every single month is way more challenging than you would imagine. And the properties aren't necessarily taken care of that well by that tenant base as well. So you have a lot of problems. I've had a ton of problems. And if someone comes to me and says, hey, you can buy this $80,000 property with $10,000 down, I will pass. I'm not buying any more of those. And the second reason I don't want to do that is if you're only putting 10,000 down on a property, chances are you're borrowing too much money. Now, I borrow money to buy all of my properties. I'm a big fan of leverage. It's the best force multiplier available to you to increase your return on investment in real estate. But if you over leverage, if you borrow too much money, you can very, very quickly get underwater with that property in terms of cash flow, and it can end up costing you money to own. So now I put down much, much bigger deposits to make sure I've got a really good equity margin.